I spent 10 hours plus on SAM.gov digging, trying to find a single decent opportunity until I gave up. And now I built a tool that does searching for me while I'm asleep. So we all know the struggle is actually real. But what is really terrible about SAM.gov? Why is it such a bad platform? The keyword search is just terrible. So an example, I was looking once for this contract, specifically for one of my clients, and they do cleaning for HVAC. And I just couldn't find any contracts. And then while I was looking on a separate website, I found that there's actually a cleaning for a HVAC system contract, which is insane for me because this opportunity is very important for my client. And they could have missed a very important contract for their business just because I missed an A in my search query. I don't have to tell you how terrible the keyword search is on SAM.gov. It just frustrated me so much that I just couldn't take it anymore. The second thing is they tell you, oh, forget about keyword search. What you want to do is you want to search for NAICS codes. And to be honest, NAICS codes are confusing. There are thousands and thousands of NAICS codes, and your industry could fall under multiple ones, and sometimes agencies, they misclassify opportunities, so you have like a different NAICS code than what you expect, and the NAICS code you're searching for, you find something else that's not relevant. So it's still very time consuming and tiring for me. And keeping track for different NAICS codes for different industries and different products, it's just too much for me to handle. And also, the search results are very, very hard to navigate. An example of this is this one. I was searching for medical supplies, and then there's just a lot of content, numbers, and sometimes device names that I just don't know and don't know what the contract is all about. And it's just condensed in a small part of the screen, and then you can't even tell what the ask is for in a lot of cases. So it's just confusing, compact, dense, and it's just too much. Now, what they tell you also, okay, forget about federal government contracting. What you should do is you should focus on state or your local city or county or school. Well, that's a nightmare by itself. So there are thousands and thousands of government contracts for each one of the cities, each one of the states. As you can see here, it's just way too many government procurement websites for each city and state if you want to actually keep track of. And honestly, these websites are way worse than SAM.gov. So if you think SAM.gov is a challenge, wait until you see one of these websites. They are terrible. So that really didn't help fix my problem. I mean, look at this website, for example. This is extremely difficult to go through, and it's just frustrating, to be honest. So that's why I thought there are a lot of businesses that shy away from government contracting, mainly because of the complexity and the difficulty of getting in. It's just extremely difficult to find a contract, extremely difficult to understand what they're talking about, extremely difficult to submit a proposal or a bid. But we are good businesses and we can deliver on the services that we want to do for the government. For example, if I am a software or computer business, computer services, I'm confident in my abilities and my team's capability of actually delivering a government contract. It's just the difficulty of finding this contract and also understanding what they're asking for, developing a relationship with the client, and finally submitting a bid. So that's why I built this tool that now allows me to search for government contracts while literally I'm asleep. So what's this tool? SAMsearch.co. So SAMsearch is the tool that I've built, and it's the easiest way, in my opinion, to do government contracting. Now, why, you might ask? It's super simple to search. For example, let's say we are searching for mental health. I don't have to put in any code. I don't have to write anything specific. I don't have to choose the keywords. I could just, for example, type in mental health services and consultation. I'm just trying to show you whatever. And it will find me a contract that's very relevant to what I asked about. So let's just go back to mental health services. What we can do as well is, instead of the complicated SAM.gov filters, you could just click on active only. So this way you only see active ones. Because on SAM.gov, also one thing that frustrated me, an opportunity could be active, but the deadline has passed. This makes sure I don't see these opportunities that the deadline has passed, but it still shows active on SAM.gov. Another thing is the AI tags here help me filter easily. So for example, mental health, I don't want to see mental health product government contracts. So if there's, for example, a product specific, I don't want to see that. So what I would do is I could just filter, I want to see service contracts. And this applies for a lot of services. If you are doing, for example, HVAC, you don't want to sell the part, you want to do the service. Let's say you're doing computer programming, you don't want to sell a specific part, you want to just develop something for the government. So this makes it a lot easier. And vice versa, if you want to search for product specific, you could just filter by product. And this only applies here in SAM search because it's AI generated. Another thing is I want to know if it's an RFP, which is request for proposal, request for quote, or request for information. And another thing that's really important to me as a small business is sometimes I want to filter for simplified acquisition only. So simplified acquisitions are contracts that are sub to $50,000 and they are for small businesses in most of the cases. So my chances of winning these contracts as a small business are higher. So sometimes I want to filter by this. And it's impossible to do that on SAM.gov or any other services because they don't have the AI capability to read through the solicitation, read through the attachment, and recognize if it's a simplified acquisition or not. And with SAM search, I'm able to filter by that. Another thing is I want to just do the regular set aside, next code, contract type. It's very easy to do that as well here, just like any other software. Now, the nice thing about this is each one of these results, I'm getting a tag if it's a new or not. So new kind of raises my awareness because I really want to jump on opportunities as soon as they come. I have an AI generated summary for each one of the contracts. So I quickly decide, do I want to bid on this or not? Do I want to pursue this further or not? So this one, for example, it says that the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they're seeking quote for community-based outpatient substance use disorder mental health treatment services for adults. So this is within what I was searching for. It's direct, it's a service, it's a request for quote, which is amazing, and it's also for total small business set aside. So I get the whole picture just from here. Simple as that. And now I can save it. What happens when I save something is I get updates about it in my email. So if the deadline is approaching, I get an email notifying me, be careful, this opportunity is expiring. This way I can quickly search. It's not going to take me a lot of time at all to go through these results simply. Now, I showed you the difficulty with going through all of these procurement websites for state, county, universities, education institutions, school districts. Each one of them, they have their own government procurement website, so it's almost impossible for me to go through them. With SAM search, I'm able to easily, just with a click like this, I'm able to search all of these states, counties, municipalities, school districts, and as you can see, I'm getting a lot of results. And the nice things about this is I can filter them, and I'm getting access to a large database of these contracts. So this way I'm only searching for active ones. You can filter by the state. If it's something specific in a state, you could just filter by that. And also you could filter the same way about product, service, and if it's a request for product, quote, or information. As you can see, this one is Hawaii. This one is Long Beach Long Beach, California. This one is in New York. I'm getting all the information quickly. I'm able to filter through all of these websites with ease. Now, I mentioned that I don't do the searches anymore. The AI does it for me. And this is what I want to show you next, which is honestly super easy. All you have to do is come here and schedule an alert. So let's say we want to schedule for mental health, and I want to get updates weekly or maybe daily about government contracts or even grants or even state, local education government contracts. Whenever a contract that's relevant, I want to know about it. I added it to my queries. Now in my email, I get every single day. So every single day I get all the opportunities for what I've searched for. So I searched for mental health. Now I'm getting mental health federal contracts. This one is mental health safety. This one is provide services in mental health. I'm also getting that as well, the state level. So this one is South Carolina. This one is Hawaii. This one is also RFP for women's mental health professional and a lot more. There's also grants for mental health. And sometimes I want to apply for grants if they make sense to my business. This is so easy. It makes it so easy. I get these in my box daily. If I like them, boom, I go and I open the contract. The next step, which I will do later, is we want to break down all of these attachments. You can see that there are a lot of attachments, and going through these and reading all of them is just a lot of work. I could just, with AI, SAM search AI, I could just click on summarize. Now I get comprehensive summary of this attachment. One more thing. We'll just wait for it to generate. I could start asking questions ChatGPT style with all the documents. So I could ask the AI, for example, break this opportunity for me in simple terms. And now it read through all the documents and it's able to give me details about the magnitude, what we have to do, compliance, things like that. And now I can keep having a conversation with it, ask it as many questions as I want about requirements. What do I need to submit? Tell me who I should contact, what makes my bid competitive. I get all the information in one go. I could also have my own Trello board. So this way I have a Trello board with all the opportunities I have so I can stay organized and not all over the place. I have something in assessment, I have in progress. For each one of these, I could have tasks. So this way I can keep track of each opportunity, or I have to contact my subcontractor. This one I have to, for example, write a proposal. I have to break it down. And as you can see, you get all your contacts. You can save them in one place. So it makes it super easy to organize yourself and stay on top of your government contracting. And finally, once we are ready, we can use our documents to actually generate a proposal. But that's a video for later. I wanted to show you how easy it would be to search through federal, state, local education grants. And soon enough, we're going to go over DIPS and forecast and partners. So it will be super easy for you to find partners, get ahead of the competition by jumping on forecasts. So even before they get on SAM.gov, DIPS for businesses that are focused on selling products to the government, it will be the easiest DIPS search ever. So get SAM Search now to make your life easier, and I promise you only more and better things are coming to the product, and it will never be this cheap. So make sure to get it now because we are adding a lot more to it soon, and it's also going to go up in price. So make sure to get it before it's too expensive. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.